to the story of my nursing journey. So, I did not grow up in a family of nurses, and as a kid, I tried many different career paths, but none of them stuck until this one. But my true nursing journey started when I was the flower girl for my cousin's wedding. She's one of my biggest inspirations in life, and my love for medicine stemmed from her influence. She's an OB/GYN surgeon, and I've always wanted to be just like her. Gina sparked my passion to go into medicine and has not stopped supporting me since. I would never have gotten through these last 4 years without my family. They are truly my rocks, and I am so lucky to have them in my corner. The phone calls to vent, good luck texts, check-ins, and always understanding that I am always studying have meant more to me than they will ever know. Their support each and every day means everything to me. Growing up, I was always close to my grandfather, or as we called him, Nunno. I loved spending time with him, even if it was just him helping me with my math homework. Visiting him and my Nana in Florida are some of my favorite memories from when I was a kid. He was funny, caring, selfless, and always humble, and he is the reason I became a nurse. When I was about 8 years old, he was diagnosed with Alzheimer's, and when I was 10, he had a massive stroke. 3 years after his stroke were spent in and out of nursing homes, assisted livings, memory care units, and a small portion of time was spent at home. When he was home, he had visiting nurses, and one in particular was named Becky. I can still picture her in my head, and I always remember how she went above and beyond her job description to care for my family. After watching her care for my Nunno, I realized what nursing was really about. It was nurses like that who ultimately inspired me to pursue a career in nursing. My Nunno passed away 9.5 years ago, and I miss him every day. But choosing to fulfill this career path was my way of giving back to him after all the years he gave to me. Fast forward to high school when I made the decision to go to Worcester State. Since we couldn't tour the school, I made the decision off driving through the campus while listening to an audio-guided tour. I graduated Bedford High with my best friends, and one of them, Neve, also came to Worcester. We have only grown closer since then, and I am so thankful to have gone through college with her. When I moved in freshman year, it was the first time I saw the dorms, classrooms, and pretty much the inside of every building. I moved into Dowden with the help of my family and met my roommate Ariana for the first time. 2 weeks into school, we both tested positive for COVID and were isolated for 14 days. We moved into a Chandler to quarantine, had to report our daily temps to health services, and had meals delivered to us by Charwells. Following this was one of the worst depressive episodes I've ever had. It felt so lonely, and I felt like I missed out on getting to know people on campus. It became very isolating, and I started to second guess if this was the right school for me. Both myself and Ariana spent many nights crying, and we were prepared to transfer. I even had a whole list of schools and their deadlines in my phone. But we continued on to second semester and met more nursing students in Anatomy 2 and Microbio. During second semester, Neve and Abby got Moose, who turned into our emotional support hamster. He actually ended up living for almost 4 years and even started senior year with us. So of course, we had to have a funeral for him, and yes, he is inside the mac and cheese box. Second semester was also when we met Max, who was in our cohort. We became good friends with him, and little did he know that this was a life-binding friendship contract. So sorry, Max, but you're stuck with us now. And I guess this would be a good time to credit him for my character development freshman year. When we got our white coats at the end of freshman year, it felt like everything was starting to fall into place, and Worcester State finally started to feel like home. In the fall of sophomore year, after a little bit of convincing from Abby, I decided to go out for the soccer team. I had played my whole life, and I was definitely missing it. To this day, I can confidently say this was the best decision I could have ever made for myself. It was one of the biggest reasons I didn't transfer, and I owe a lot of my success as a student athlete to the women's soccer team. It led me to meet my absolute best friends and the best teammates I could have asked for. During the fall, we also started labs and clinicals, and it began to feel like we were real, full-blown nursing students. I still managed to save some time for fun in between learning how to take blood pressures, studying for exams, and practicing head-to-toe assessments. Big thank you to my roommates who never hesitated to be my practice mannequin.
I'm crying now. Are you gonna get me too excited.
Stop laughing, Emma.
It's funny.
I won't lie, that first semester, my studying strategy was cramming, which I quickly realized was not the best idea. So, second semester, I made my new best friend the whiteboard, and it's quite concerning how many packs of whiteboard markers I have gone through. I spent many nights in the library studying for Patho-Pharm, and this is the proof of reviewing an entire semester's worth of Patho-Pharm after me, Max, and Ange locked ourselves in the room for the whole weekend before our spring Patho final. Sophomore year was also when I joined SNA. Ironically, I had applied to be the fundraising chair, but as we all know, that's not how the story goes. There were 2 students who applied for the fundraising chair and nobody for president. I'm not sure if it was a well-informed decision or an adrenaline high that led me to agree to take the position as president, but here I am 3 years later and I would not change a thing. This is a video of me receiving the Lamp of Knowledge at the 2023 pinning ceremony and officially taking over as SNA president. I was so anxious to start as president, and there were many days where I thought to myself, what the heck am I doing? Although it has had its tough moments, I would not trade it for the world. I have met and made so many close friends through being a part of the board. After sophomore year, Ariana transferred. It was not easy, but I am so happy and proud of her for all she has accomplished since then, and I can't wait to see her succeed as a nurse. Thank you for sharing a room with me and for putting up with me for 2 whole years. I wouldn't change it for the world. Long live Dowden 1334. Now comes junior year, which was daunting to say the least. I'm not really sure how I functioned during the first half of the semester, between clinicals, labs, games, and practices, but I would like to thank Alani Energy Drinks for sponsoring my alertness junior year, and the Tula Eye Brightening Cream for making me look slightly less tired in the mornings. I spent many bus rides locked in on my flashcards with my noise-canceling headphones, so a big shout out to my teammates who napped on the bus and kept things quiet. During my OB rotation, I was able to see a C-section, which is by far one of the coolest experiences, and a full circle moment with the cousin who inspired me. I would FaceTime her before every exam, and she would talk through the content with me and then quiz me on it. PD, on the other hand, was almost the death of me, and really sparked my love for stress-induced running. But I made it to med-surg, and this rotation was interesting to say the least. Special shout out to Harper, Ashley, and Ava. I didn't think we would make it through that, but I would not have wanted to conquer that rotation or make up 18 hours of clinical with anyone else. Junior year, I also joined the Massachusetts Student Nurses Association, which I am eternally grateful for. I was able to meet and work with so many other nursing students from BC and UMass Boston. Last spring, I had the opportunity to travel to Orlando for the National Student Nurses Convention, and I learned so much while I was there. I met Nurse in the Making, sat in the House of Delegates, visited Disney, and even ran into 2 of my high school teammates who were attending the conference as well. Somehow I found myself entering senior year, which is still so crazy to me. I helped move my younger brother into his first year of college at Northeastern and was named a captain for the soccer team. The fall was filled with many fun community labs, my favorite being the disaster lab, and during my community rotation, I would like to think I became a pro at flu shot administration. I had the privilege of speaking at the sophomore white coat ceremony and even saw 6 of my teammates get coated, which was such a special moment. I also had my senior night and said goodbye to soccer for now. Senior night was the best night with the best team, and it was such an amazing way to celebrate this career. Finally, we spent the last weeks of the semester practicing for senior skills in the lab and at home, courtesy of my stuffed animal, Henrietta. And now I'm a second semester senior, which started off with Worcester State hosting the MASNA Career Forum, where I learned that although Skype is free, it is not considered professional to everyone. I was inducted into the National Leadership Honor Society and enjoyed some much-needed R&R in Florida for spring break. I recently traveled to Seattle with MASNA for this year's national convention, and this was one of the best experiences of my nursing school journey. I met so many students from different parts of the country, like North Dakota, Nebraska, Mississippi, Georgia, and Kentucky. And I learned so much from the NCLEX review, breakout sessions, House of Delegates meetings, and training programs that they offered. We were able to do some sightseeing and saw the Space Needle, Pike Place Market, went to a Mariners game, and even met Nurse Mike, who I totally wasn't fangirling over. While on the trip, I also had the honor of accepting the Stellar School Award on behalf of Worcester State SNA. This award was granted to Worcester State due to our SNA involvement, state board involvement, and national involvement. This was such an amazing full circle moment to close out my nursing journey as SNA president, and I am forever grateful for what SNA has given me. And a big shout out to WU State for being so stellar to even qualify for this award. And thank you to everyone who made that trip so special. To end, my portfolio wouldn't be complete without the friends I made along the way. These people have been my ultimate supporters through the good, the bad, and the ugly. Special shout out to Ariana, Max, Ange, and Kate for getting me through all 4 years of nursing school. I could not have done it without any of them, and our many nights of studying, laughing, and of course a few breakdowns in between. I know they will make amazing nurses. Nursing school is by far the hardest thing I have ever done, but I wouldn't have gotten this far without all of the amazing people in these photos. Thank you all for making these last 4 years the hardest to say goodbye to. I love you all.